Hi, Lou here, and I'm going to try to compare a conquest game, in this case Risk, with a representation of history, my own game Britannia. Conquest war games, at least, have little to do with actual warfare. They're exceptionally abstract, they contain no actual history. This usually encourages and rewards almost constant attacking. Risk is an example. The old game Conflict, which I played when I was about 10 years old with metal pieces, was another. You could call chess a conquest war game if you thought of it as a war game at all. Although, even though it's abstract, it doesn't have the element of conquest games that attacking is better than sitting. Of course, not all conquest games require conquest of territory as well. And often a conquest game is a platform for trash talking, like Risk, and chess doesn't fit that either. Well, I ran across a statement that I was quite offended about, which was, quote, "Britannia is basically Risk with fixed starting positions taking place in England," unquote. Well, my reaction was not only no, but hell no. This is a complete misunderstanding of Britannia. Britannia is a representational war game and covers 1,000 years of British history. The economy is very important, although it also has an order of battle. Compare with the typical conquest game where the economy is not all that important. Risk represents who knows what time frame. Risk, at least the American version, is a rush to get to the cards, which are a kludge added to the game to get it over in a reasonable amount of time. I like to play Risk long ago with cards as 4, 6, 8 armies and then repeat 4, 6, 8, 4, 6, 8, but that made for a very long game, sometimes even longer than Britannia. And of course there are no such ways of getting bunches and bunches of armies in Britannia. Good play in Britannia requires players to frequently recognize when not attacking is best. And anyone who plays it as a conquest game where attacking is the norm is going to lose. So the mindset is entirely different. And there's another part to it. Rob Daviau, who designed many of the Risk variants for Hasbro, said, quote, "Risk fills a space when a group, probably male, wants to outwit each other, bond, talk trash, and generally be boys. Pickup basketball and poker probably also fits this mood. But Risk has that nice blend of awareness, familiarity, time-tested rules, etc. to make it a go-to option," unquote. Britannia, on the other hand, is much more a mature gamer's game, although it can be played by kids. And it's not a trash-talking game. What's the level of abstraction here? Well, all games are abstractions to a greater or lesser extent. But Risk is extremely abstract. For example, you can replace the board with star clusters and individual star systems instead of continents and territories and use identical rules. With almost no change in rules, you can add fleets. You can use almost any board if you divide it into regions. On the other hand, to adapt Britannia to another place or era, as many designers have, you need to change a great deal of it. Now I'm working on 3 new versions of Britannia, and the simplest and shortest, which is 85 to 120 minutes, fits the Risk niche of trash talking. Trash talk is hardly ever heard amongst standard Brit players. So, though I wouldn't call Britannia a simulation, it has a great deal more to do with real history than Risk does. Britannia is a model of something we can identify. Risk is not. Thanks for listening.